Hi, I'm HP and this is Dr. Pink. And today I'm going to talk about Advanced Blues Improvisation Concept 2, Let Ring Effects. Let Ring Effects is what you just heard now. When you make kind of let ring chords, you play out of the soloing and you enter into a let ring chord. This is very useful, especially when you have pretty fast tracks, and it's kind of if you want to play double time, it's too fast, and if you just play normal time, it's some kind of getting boring. You can add a lot of spice into your playing by using these let ring effects. Let's see what that means. Stuff like that. I did a little run in between where you heard the double time, which is really very fast here. This is 130 BPM. For some of you, this is not a problem, but for most of you, I guess it is. So let's get into the let ring effects. It's pretty easy. You need to have some knowledge and a little bit work out your let ring technique. And this I'm going to show you now. Good, so now when we want to get into the let ring effects, we first need to analyze what a blues actually is. Blues in A, we have the chords A7, then we have blues D7, and we have the chord E7. This is the basic knowledge behind it, and now we're referring to the chords. That means when in the blues form, which is in the normal 12-bar blues, we have 4 bars of A7. Then we're referring to A7. Then 2 bars of D7, we're referring to D7. Again, 2 bars A7, we're referring to A7. 1 bar E7, referring to E7. D7, 1 bar. 1 bar A7, and 1 bar E7. So this is the form, we call this the form, and this always has to be in your mind because you're always referring to the chords. Now, when you play and referring to the chords, that means we follow the chords. That means we cannot play the normal pentatonics, which we normally play on blues, which works over all chords. Now we are referring to the chords. That means we are playing Mixolydian mode to each. So we have A Mixolydian. This is the scale. If you don't know the modes, follow my summer boot camp on modes, which everything is explained in detail. I will not do this here. You see the link below in the description to the summer boot camp. Then we have D7 Mixolydian. And of course E7. And I'm doing this in position now because we're staying in position. And E7 Mixolydian would be like this. Good. So this is what we're working with. Now we're doing some kind of let ring ideas. We can play out of the Mixolydian mode and we are entering into let ring chords. How do we do that? Here comes a trick. First of all, you need to find the triad of each Mixolydian mode. You just count through the mode. 1, 2, 3. Here's a triad. 4, 5, 6, flat 7. 1, 2, 3. Here's 1. Everywhere where the 3 is the triad. Now we make an approach note on the triad. When we play Mixolydian, we always kind of approach the triad, something like. And this was now just a lettering effect after making the approach to the triad. So this is, now we're on A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3. So here's the triad approach, and now we are making lettering referring to A7. What does that mean? So referring to A7, we can take the simple A chord from the body, and this is the entire, these are all chord tones, and you can take any of them and just make a lettering effect. In this case, I just took this little part of it, which is taken from this chord. So, and the lettering effect means that you play one note after each other and let each note which you played ring. That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Now, if you want to do this on D, the same thing, we count through. Starting here is the D, 1, 2, 3, here's a triad, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. So here's the triad. Now we make lettering on the triad, the approach. I did the exactly same thing, but now I referred to this D chord in this position. I cannot do this because I have two big hands, but you know what I mean. This one here, A type D, or just the upper part. So works pretty fine. And we do the same thing on E. Here's the E root note. E, again, Mixolydian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Take the triad, 1, 2, 3, make the chromatic approach. Again, lettering, now we take it from this chord. This is E in this position. And now we have it. That's the principle behind this advanced improvisation concept. Sounds with this example like this. And now if you want to make it sound interesting, even if you play always the same thing, you can do it with expression, you can work with a wah-wah, like put some motion into and really try to give a cool expression into it. That's basically what is happening. Now some ideas. These are really the basics. Now I'm just referring on the basic root chord. Now we're doing a little bit more advanced. Now we are referring to the so-called guide tones. What are guide tones? Guide tones, nothing else. If we have an A7 chord, the triad and the seventh are the so-called guide tones because they define the chord. So triad you already found out is here. Now where's the seventh or flat 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, here it is. So this is the guide tone chord. This is actually enough to define the entire A7 chord. If you have a bass in the band, this is enough that everybody hears an A7 chord. So now I make lettering and resolving on this this guide tone chord. See, works pretty fine. And same on D. Now here, if you want to find where the flat 7 is, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Here it is. Sounds pretty cool. And here. And on the E is the same. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, and here's the triad. And now see what happens when we play with guide tones. The cool thing with the guide tone chords is they're very close together, so they look the same. This is A7, this is D7, and this is E7. Same chord, just move one down or one up, gives a different thing. There's another possibility to really work it out. Then you just can jump into these chords. That would sound more or less like this. So, now I play a little more advanced stuff. And apparently, and the main problem is it's not, for the speed, it's not so hard to play, but you really have to practice the different positions of your fingers that you really are ready to grab the chord out of playing. That's the main problem, which makes it an advanced technique, even it's pretty slow. So, all the possibilities you can do with lettering is what I really love is to add a sixth. As an example, again, we're on A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth. 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the sixth. I take the high one because it's cooler, because we're also already working out here. Now we add in the sixth to the guide tone chords. And this is, if you hear it like this, sounds very weird and pretty dissonant, but it's really cool. You can make it with a 7th, that would make a A13 chord, or this is the other possibility, you make it without the 7th, and then you make a A6 chord, or so I have two movements up and down. On the D it will be like, if you want to, so that, again count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here's the sixth. And again, sixth and lettering the guide tone lines triad and 7th. Or now you see, this is the problem which you need to work out. How you make the fingering that you can play it fluently. So in this case I would make a little barre and not with all fingers, it's up to you. And on the E, will be like this. So here's 6, 6, 5. This sounds like this. I forgot the other one, sorry. Okay, once again. So I hope you got the principle behind it. The more examples you have or positions where you can work out the chord, the better it is, and the more fluently you can play around and make combination from the normal soloing or soloing into direct lettering effects. So you can add any kind of chord. A chord would be, or a double sub would be root with the triad, or triad with the fifth, or you can make triad with the seventh and this, or triad 7 and 5th. What you want to like is up to you. And you really need to work out those chords that you can play out of the playing into the entire soloing, and that really gives this great tone. That's more or less the advanced improvisation blues improvisation concept 2 with lettering effects. You can make easy stuff, you can make harder stuff, you can work it out in one position, you can work it out in different positions. That's all up to you. It really doesn't make from the concept, it's all the same, and the more things you know, the more complex stuff you can play, make combination with normal soloings. And as I said, at the end it sounds more or less like this. More or less like this. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. As I said, if you want to first check out the Advanced Improvisation Concept 1, the link is below in the description, and the link to the backing track, which was a blues in A in 130 BPM, is also added below. And that's more or less what I wanted to say. Have some fun, and remember, I don't look crazy, but I am.